Hey y'all, welcome to Unique Truth with Sharjay. Thanks for joining me. Tonight we are talking about abusive love. And really and truly, this month is the month of love. Everybody supposed to be getting the love that they want, the love that they deserve. But it don't always work like that. So, we have to uh, make some changes and do things a little bit differently. So, what it is even though this is Black History Month, it's also Valentine's Day month, the month of love, like I said. And I know you're thinking, Shar, that's not a fun topic, but it's a necessary one. We'll do something fun next time. But this is something that needs to be talked about. And think about this now, right now. Someone is being beaten, punched, shoved, kicked, or even killed. If you have a comment or you want to say something, feel free to give me a call, 313-355-6018. So, like I said, February is not only Black History Month, it's the month of love. This is where you're supposed to get all the love you need, all the love you want. But what about when love hurts or when love kills? Love is not supposed to hurt physically, not at all. That's not what love is for. It's not supposed to hurt physically, mentally, or emotionally. Sure, breakups happen. You have some tears, you watch some sad movies, you eat some ice cream, have some drinks, talk about him like how you don't know why you was with him in the first place. And you move on and you get over it. But what I'm talking about is when he hits you or pushes you down a flight of stairs or takes a gun and comes to your job and shoots you and some of the people that are there as well, your coworkers, innocent people. Well, you're innocent as too, but you know what I'm saying. They're not his intended victim. Or he shoots you in your own home, a place where you're supposed to feel safe with a person who is the person that is supposed to keep you safe. That's what they're supposed to be there for. So, some of you know that I lost my niece a few years back to a domestic homicide. And if I start to cry, please bear with me because it's hard to talk about. Because and about but it's happening so frequently now, and it needs to be talked about. Okay. Now, I didn't talk with my niece. Her name was Katrina. I didn't talk with her regularly. I never worried about her. She was tough. She ain't take no shit from nobody, but she did from that man. I watched her on Facebook. She was modeling, she was singing, she was taking care of her boys and doing her thing. Seemed like she was good. 22 and living her life. Not a care in the world she should have had. Um, my little niece was in a relationship with a man twice her age, and a few months prior to him killing her, he had pushed her down the stairs. And my brother, because he's from those streets, he wanted to do something to the guy. But my niece was like, no, Dad, it's all right. He didn't mean it. He didn't mean to do it. But, the next thing you know, he had shot her. And now she's gone forever at 22 years old. And whether he meant to do this or not, uh, her boys, not his kids, but they're still motherless, okay? And what I really don't know, this is something that's just coming to me. I don't know if the boys were in the house when it happened. They're young. They may remember, they may not, but I don't know if they were there. If you're being abused, the National Domestic Hotline, the National Domestic Violence Hotline is 24 hours. They can talk to you in several languages, over 200 plus languages. Their number is 800-799-7233. Take this number for a friend or yourself. Help is out there. You can also text the word START, to 88788. That's national. Here in Michigan, you can call the Michigan Domestic Violence Hotline at 1-866-864-2388. It's free and confidential. Again, 866-864-2338. You can also text them at 1-877-861-0222. I will give that number out again as the show goes on. I will give it out several times because if you need it, I want you to take that number and I want you to use it. I want you to seek help because, again, I say right now, somebody is being beaten right now in their own home. They're being abused. Okay. So, what about when love kills? My niece was a victim of domestic homicide, but last month, a Detroit bass rapper named Super MC, whose real name is Jimmy Brown, best known for his involvement in the movie 8 Mile. He was arrested for killing his wife, Kelly Mays. One of her children found her body, and the child says that every time she closes her eyes, she sees that image of her mother. And being the older child of her mother, she now has to care for her 14-year-old sister. You know, they're motherless. I don't know if these were his children, but, they're fatherless as well, if that was the case. Children don't need to see these things. The circumstances surrounding this case are truly sad and heartbreaking. They all are, but for one, the victim in this case was a well-known domestic violence survivor and a domestic violence activist and poet, which makes this even more sad because she was already a domestic abuse survivor. So, I don't know if it was a pattern, but she didn't deserve to die for her choices and who she loved. And that's why I say it's abusive love, and love shouldn't hurt or kill. This past May, a 29-year-old nurse and mother was found inside of her car on Mother's Day, dead, which was the 12th homicide in Detroit involving domestic violence. Her ex-boyfriend, 36-year-old Jameer Miller, he was wearing a blonde wig, standing outside her job. He had been standing out there for hours, okay? He shoved her into the passenger seat, kidnapping her, and ultimately killing her. And he had been stalking her prior to this incident, showing up at her home, harassing her. Maybe if she would have called the police when he was at her home and had him arrested, maybe she would still be here. We don't know. We can't speculate, but she should not have let him, follow her like that. She was in danger. And, sometimes I think as people, as women mostly, we think, oh, he doesn't mean it. Or, oh, he's just, being him. Well, no, you have to be it has to be something other than letting him be him when it's detrimental to you. Okay. 5 days after that incident, a 43-year-old man waited outside his ex-girlfriend's workplace before fatally shooting her. She was the mother of his child. Now, this child is without their mother and their father. Okay. And it's happening too often. Other cases involving domestic violence, all within a month of each other, include the killing of Oakland County's top health official, Calandra Green. She was 50, and she was shot by her husband, and then I think he shot himself. The shooting death of a 41-year-old mother of two who was ambushed as she exited a Southfield hotel with her new boyfriend. He was killed as well. Now, domestic killings where the woman is the killer are on the rise as well, but men killing their partners is more prevalent. And in third world countries, it's becoming a big problem. Men, especially in third world countries, they don't value their spouses, and if they feel that something is not how they want it to be, they will dispose of her. So, it's becoming a big problem. Not only in Detroit, in the Metro Detroit area, in other states, all across the United States as well, all over the world. And again, I say especially in third world countries where they don't really have to answer for the things that they do to their wives over there. It is not allowed, but it goes unpunished for the most part, okay? And people, let me say this to you, men and women. If they don't want you no more, um, just let it go. Just let it go. You don't have to you don't have to be with them. Find you somebody new. Don't don't do that. Don't try to make somebody be with you because you can't make somebody be with you. You can't. And mm, that's just let it go. And because in domestic homicide and all of this stuff, nobody wins. You're hurting yourself, you're hurting the other person, and you're especially hurting the children. Your children, usually, you're hurting everybody in this situation. You're watching WJZZ Cool TV, live streaming on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and X, and other top social media platforms. Like us, follow us, share us, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for watching WJZZ Cool TV. It's the coolest station in the world. Signs of abuse are verbal, mental, and physical abuse. And it comes in all forms, calling you names, yelling at you, grabbing you, shaking you, calling you out of your name. Uh, Most everyone that I know has been in an abusive relationship in some form or fashion, myself included. Okay? Um, and everyone I know admits that they stayed in the relationship entirely too long because they loved him or they loved them. Um, Fear of being alone. They didn't know how they were going to survive financially, or he had them convinced that they would never make it without him, that nobody else was going to want them. And right now, at this moment, I'm saying it again, someone is being abused. And I want everyone that hears the sound of my voice to understand this. If he hits you once, he will hit you again. And he may kill you. Now, I'm not telling you to leave your situation. I'm telling you to be safe, to put yourself first. There is nothing to be ashamed of. Seek help if you need it. And you may not want to leave your home or break up your family. Maybe some counseling would help. These services are available to you as well. You just have to seek them out. Um, he didn't mean it. He's under stress. The kids, the bills. It's too much on him. I won't do anything to make him upset. It won't happen again. I will have sex when he wants me to. I won't wear those type of clothes anymore. It's my fault that that guy said hello to me. I won't talk to my mother, my friends, or my sister when he's home. He's right. I don't need to go to school. I don't need a degree. All of these are reasons that were given to women that I know as a why for him to hit her. Some of these have even caused a fight in my own home, okay? Abuse happens if you're rich, a celebrity, or poor. It happens in all communities, in all walks of life. It happens in every socioeconomic class. You are not alone. Seek help if you need help, okay? On average, nearly 20 people per minute experience physical abuse by an intimate partner in the United States. The impact of domestic violence includes injuries, fearfulness, post-traumatic stress disorder, and people are seeking the use of victim services at an alarming rate. 1 in 4 women and 1 in 9 men experience severe intimate partner physical violence, sexual violence, and or stalking with significant impacts. 1 in 3 women and 1 in 4 men have experienced some form of physical violence by an intimate partner. 1 in 7 women and 1 in 25 men have been injured by an intimate partner. 1 in 10 women have been raped by an intimate partner. 1 in 4 women and 1 in 7 men have been victims of severe physical violence by an intimate partner in their lifetime. 1 in 7 women and 1 in 18 men have been stalked by an intimate partner to the point of feeling very fearful or believing they or someone close to them would be harmed or killed. And you see that stalking statistics are higher against men because women, we will stalk a guy, and we don't think anything of it, and we will have our friends help us stalk him. I went to his job to see if he was there. I followed him, and what are you doing? We do that. Women have will do that, and I will admit I have rolled up on some people. But we nothing to where I was going to kill anybody. But what if I would have saw him with somebody, or what if you would have saw him with somebody? What would you have done? What would I have done had I seen him not where he was supposed to be or not doing what he was supposed to do? Okay. On a typical day, there are more than 20,000 phone calls placed to a domestic violence hotline nationwide. And if there is a gun in the house, a domestic violence situation increases the risk of becoming a homicide by 500%. Um, okay. Intimate partner violence accounts for 15% of all violent crime. And women between the ages of 16 and 24 are most commonly abused by an intimate partner. Hmm. Did you know that a lot of teen girls and boys are in abusive relationships? Teen dating violence is a problem of epidemic proportions that has plagued our nation for decades. Thousands and even millions of teens around the country, both boys and girls, are abused in one way or another every year. And a lot of girls are pressured into having sex with the boy in order to keep him. And since this is usually their first relationship, she takes it because she doesn't know that it's not supposed to be like that. Physical violence, name calling, or playing manipulative mental games, if you don't, she will, is a form of abuse. Physical violence, hitting or kicking or pushing, stalking, following, or giving unwanted attention, not allowing her to talk to other boys in school, um, is extreme jealousy. Sexual violence, forcing a pressure or pressuring a dating partner to perform sexual acts against their will. All these are forms of abuse. It may seem innocent to the girl, or this is just how it is, but like I said, this is their first relationship. How do they know what it's supposed to be like? They don't know. They don't know. So how do they know that this isn't the normal? And this may be behavior that she has seen at home in her parents' home relationship, or behavior that the boy has seen in his home, or for the simple fact that they don't know how to be in a relationship to begin with when they're both so young. Did you know that LGBTQ relationships can be abusive too? A gay friend of mine says his boyfriend used to jump on him all the time, every weekend. He didn't know if he was coming or going in this relationship. He didn't know what was going to set him off. And the guy was bigger, stronger than him. Because the majority of domestic violence awareness, he never sought help. And that's because the majority of domestic violence awareness has mainly focused on the heterosexual relationships, and members of the LGBTQ community have been largely left out of the movement. However, research shows that LGBTQ members fall victim to domestic violence at equal or even higher rates than heterosexuals. Okay? 43% of lesbian women and 61% of bisexual women have experienced rape, physical violence, and or stalking by an intimate partner at some point in their lifetime, as opposed to 35% of heterosexual women. 26% of gay men have experienced rape, physical violence, and or stalking by an intimate partner in their lifetime. In a study of male same-sex relationships, 26% of the men said they called the police. Like I said, my friend said he never sought help because he was too embarrassed or ashamed. He never told his parents, his family, nobody that he was being beaten on a regular basis because he felt that nobody would understand it. He was embarrassed, and because of his relationship status being a gay man, he felt that they would say that that was something that he had coming. And these are his words, and nobody should feel like that. Nobody has a beating coming, you know. And a lot of it, I think, from my friend's partner was the fact that he didn't want to. He was gay and didn't want to be in a gay relationship, if that makes any type of sense to you. He has sought counseling and they are friends now, but still, I don't even think I would want to be his friend after all of that. In 2022, 5% of LGBTQ survivors of intimate partner violence sought orders of protection. They just don't seek the help. They just don't. They rather just let it go. And you shouldn't. If you need help, you need to seek it out. It's there for you, and there's no reason for you to be embarrassed. And transgender victims are more likely to experience intimate partner violence in public. People are facing immense challenges in their relationships. Some people are so tormented in their relationships that they take their own lives. So again, I say, put yourself first. Seek help. It's out there for you. There are places you can reach out to for help. Again, the National Abuse Hotline number is 800-799-7233. They are open 24/7. They have the ability to speak with you in over 200 languages. Again, 800-799-7233. Take this number for a friend or for yourself. Help is out there. You can text the word START to 288788 on the national line. And here in Michigan, you can call the Michigan Domestic Violence Hotline, 866-864-2338. Again, 866-864-2338. It's free and it's confidential. You can also text them at 877-861-0222, and I will give that number out again. If you or someone you know is experiencing domestic violence, please seek help from local resources or organizations. They're out there for you, okay? You need to take care of yourself. Um, all the violence, this violence is from someone that at one point claimed they loved you. And in some of this, after they beat you, they say they love you. But the unique truth of the matter is love should not hurt. It should not. Love should not hurt. It should not kill. And if you are abusing someone, you yourself should seek help. You know, if you are being abused, you should seek help. That is not normal, okay? You're watching the Unique Truth Show with Sharjay, live streaming on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and X, and other top social media platforms. Like us, follow us, share us, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for watching WJZZ Cool TV. It's the coolest station in the world. If you want to talk to me, if you have a comment, if you just want to say something, if you just need somebody to listen to you, 313-355-6018. You are more than welcome to call me. This is a no judgment zone. If you're being abused, call me, call somebody, call the hotlines. And again, I say you may not want to leave your home. You love your person. You love them. You may just need some counseling, and maybe you can get them to go to counseling. Maybe you can fix your situation. And again, I say a lot of women didn't want to leave. They stayed a little bit too long. And, luckily, the women that I know, nobody is dead, but my niece, but I mean in the other situations, she never said that anything was going on, so nobody could help her because she never reached out. But the other women that I know that were in bad situations like that, I mean, I know one woman, her husband collapsed her lung. He hit her in her chest and he collapsed her lung. You shouldn't have to live like that. And he still made her do whatever it was she wasn't doing. I can't really remember what it was, but whatever it was that she wasn't doing that angered him, he hit her in her chest. He collapsed her lung. She still had to do whatever it was that and she didn't even know her lung was collapsed. Okay. Another woman I know, the guy broke her arm, and as soon as it healed, he broke it again. Um, and I remember her saying that when they make love, she just lifts her broken arm up, so over her head, as so it, and she gets it. And I just thought that that was the worst thing that I had ever heard. That not only did he break your arm, but you're trying to be, not once but twice, you're trying to figure out ways in order to still make love to this person. These are things that nobody should have to put up with. And I don't understand as women why we feel that we have to maintain a certain, I don't know, medium of togetherness or unity, or that we have to make it seem like it's okay. He's hurting you. He's beating you. He doesn't care if you're okay. So why should you try to make it like things are still okay when they're not? This is not normal. This is not okay. You need to not take these things. And as women, we do. I think we think that we can fix them, or we can help them, or if we just don't do the things that make him angry, it'll be okay. But you're not a mind reader. You can't make things perfect. And if that's what they're expecting you to do, you need to uh, uh, come at it a different way. And I'm not just saying women. I think the nurturer in the relationship is the one that takes the brunt of the brunt of the bullshit. I think that's the person. My friend, he took it from his partner because he loved him and he wanted to be with him, and he just kept saying, "Well, it'll be okay. This is the last time he's going to do this," but it wasn't, you know. And like I said, love shouldn't hurt. Love doesn't hurt, and it shouldn't hurt. Mentally, physically, abuse. Love should not hurt, and you don't have to take this, okay? You can seek help. Like I said, you may not want to leave the situation, but you need help in the situation. And sometimes, some counseling may help fix the situation. I do know some people that were in domestic relationships and now they're happy. He doesn't do that anymore, but he needed counseling as well. The whole family needed counseling. And like I said, the children are the ones. Children don't need to see this. They don't need to see fighting. They don't need to see arguing. They don't need to see cussing, um, loud talking. Sure, if it's normal, but if it's followed by you hitting her, him hitting you, or the police coming to your house, y'all got to run in the middle of the night and flee, and leave the home, you're fleeing, packing up. It doesn't have to be like that, okay? Like I said, a lot of us have been through things like that, running through the night in your pajamas to get away from somebody that's pounding on you. You don't have to take that. You shouldn't take that. Seek help. The National Abuse Hotline number is 800-799-7233. And I'm going to probably say it again because I want you to take this number, and I want you to use this number if you need to use this number. You can text them at, hold on, I got to get down here hold on. The phone number is 800-799-7233. Okay. You can text them. Text the word START. That means you're going to start to move on. Start 88788. Text START to 88788. Here in Michigan, you can call the Michigan Domestic Violence Hotline, 866-864-2338. It is free and confidential. You can text them as well, 877-861-0222. Okay? In your home, you should be safe. And when it's not safe, you need to do something about it. Think about your children. Think about yourself. Think about if this last hit, this last punch in the eye, this last punch in the stomach, I have a call. Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I am blessed. I was calling to make a comment.
Okay.
I was married and I was in an abusive relationship with my husband.
Right.
And I took the abuse thinking to myself, I'm giving him enough rope to hang himself. That way he will never be able to turn around and come back. But what really ended it for me was when he attacked our daughter.
Uh-uh.
She was 1.5 years of age.
Really?
And he verbally attacked her. That's when I gave up on my marriage. And I don't really know why we take the abuse we do.
Right.
I think part of it, like you said, was because I grew up watching my mom
Mm-hmm.
be abused. And in the beginning, I didn't like her. I hated my mom because of it. But then when she finally stood up to him, I respected her. And as I got older, I understood why she did what she did.
Wow. Because so this was a behavior that you grew up watching and you thought that this was how it was supposed to be. Am I understanding that correctly?
Not so much that I thought it was supposed to be that way because I did not like when my stepfather would beat on my mother.
Right.
I did not like that at all. And I didn't like the fact that she would accept it.
Hmm.
So in the end, when she finally stood up to him, when he one day said, whatever he feed, he gonna fuck, she
Oh.
stood up to him.
Oh, no, he didn't say that.
Oh, yeah, you said that.
Wow.
So he she stood up to him and told him they had two dogs in the backyard. You gonna fuck with them and fuck with them, don't fuck with my children.
Wow.
And that made me see her in a different light. So as I grew up and I was in crazy little relationships here and there, I wasn't really abused, but I was put through some changes by people that I were not in a relationship with.
Uh-huh.
So when I finally got married, I didn't want to be married to him, but it was like it was rearranged. It was prearranged.
Oh, prearranged. Wow. And
And
then and you were in a prearranged marriage and he was abusive to you. Wow. Wow.
yeah, so like I said, I got out of it because I gave him enough rope to hang himself. Um, what really killed my feelings for him was he sodomized me.
Oh, wow.
And then what really made me give up on him and the marriage was his attack of our daughter. So, yeah, I think anybody that's going through anything similar, please get help, get out, because it's not worth it.
It's not. So yeah, so like I said, mostly every woman I know, myself included, has been in some form of abusive situation, and not as severe as yours. Nobody, attacked, my children that I know of, or stuff like that. But my husband didn't do that. But to like it says, most women are raped in a relationship, and you said he sodomized you, and then he went after your child, and that was the final straw for you.
Right.
Wrong. Well, thank you so much for calling. I'm glad you're no longer in that situation. Wow. Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Story of my life. But okay, I thank you
No, thank
for
you for
bringing it
calling.
up. It actually feels good to get that off your chest. When you carry that around, because I never spoke about it. Like you said, I kept it to myself. I never admitted it to anybody.
And I
But
think a lot of people do that. Was it for fear that you were embarrassed or ashamed that this was happening to you?
it wasn't fear. The only fear I had was of me reacting because of the family I grew up around. They were, let's just say, gangsters, okay? He
Okay.
wouldn't have lived, and I didn't want that on my conscience.
Oh wow. So you even in all of that, you were protecting him from
Yeah,
from your family. Okay.
Yeah.
Like I said, my brother, he wanted to do something to my niece's guy when he pushed her down the stairs, but she didn't want him to. My brother about that life, like you say, he'll do what needs to be done to protect his, and but she didn't want him to. And that's all. You didn't tell it. Nobody knew yours, but you still at that same thing did that same thing by not telling your family.
Right.
Wow. Wow. Okay.
Right. Exactly. But again, I suggest anybody going through, lay pride aside. Think about your children because that's number one. They don't need to see that because it becomes a norm and nothing normal about that.
No.
And
And
you do not want to wake up one day and find your child going through that or dead because of it.
right.
So, yeah, protect their future.
Well, thank you for calling and thank you for sharing. I truly appreciate it. And people think that they're the only ones that are going through things. Like you said, you kept that to yourself until now. And I really appreciate you talking about that. But people, you are not going through this alone. Everybody, somebody is going through something out there that you're going through as well. Thank you so much. Thanks for calling.
Oh, you're welcome. Take
Bless you.
care.
All right. Bye bye.
Bye.
So, this young lady, I appreciate her calling and sharing her story. If you want to call and share your story, like she said, it felt good to get it off her chest. She had been holding that in and never spoke of it. And I think some of us do that. But, the unique truth of the matter is that we're all going through the same type of shit. May not be exactly the same, but you going through something, I'm going through something. I've been through what you're probably going through right now, or you've been through what I'm going through right now, or what that person that just got off the phone might have been going through. You have to seek the help. It's out there. Again, 800-799-7233. That's the National Domestic Violence Hotline. You can text the word START to 88788 for help. Here in Michigan, you can call the Michigan Domestic Violence Hotline, 1-866-864-2338 is free and confidential. You can also text them at 1-877-861-0222. Do not, I repeat, do not sit there and suffer. Get some help. Maybe you can save your family if that's what you choose to do. If you still love that person. Like I said, all this violence is from someone that at one point claims that they love you. And in some of the cases, after they beat you, they will turn around and say that they love you. But that's not how that is. Love should not hurt. Love should not kill. And if you are abusing someone, you yourself should seek help as well. If you're being abused, find some help because that is not normal. If it doesn't have to be that way, nor should it be that way. Okay. Um, yeah, I'm still thinking about that phone call. She said, like I said, that the women are raped in their own homes by their spouse. Some in same-sex couples, they are raping is occurring in those couples as well. Uh, you're not. This isn't just you. Everybody goes through something. Like I said, right now, at this precise moment, somebody is being beaten in a domestic abuse situation. Um, and they shouldn't be, because she burned dinner or because she was on the phone, because she fell asleep or the baby is crying. These are things that I've heard people say. These are reasons that they were beaten because of things like that, things that they don't have any control over, but yet he blames them for it. And sometimes it's just like I said, they see this in their own home growing up. They saw these type of things, and they feel that this is normal. Um, I had a guy say, who was a couple friends of mine, he said they broke up because he did something to her that he saw his father do to his mother all the time. Well, a couple of things about that. Not that it was, really bad, but his girlfriend didn't like it so much so that she left him. But her father and his mother took it. Maybe she liked what was going on. It wasn't harmful, but the other girl thought it was a form of abuse, and they broke up over that. Now they did get back together, and like he said, I thought that's how you supposed to do stuff. Well, no, that's not how you supposed to do stuff, because I may not like what that other person liked. She thought it was a form of abuse. He thought it was um, a form of endearment, because that's what his mother and his father did. Okay, I'm just saying. Um, yeah, like I said, nobody should be in a situation where they're getting beat, punched, kicked, yelled at, screamed at, cussed out. None of that. You should not. This is not normal. And I'm saying this over and over because I want everybody that hears the sound of my voice to understand this is not normal. If he hits you once, he will hit you again. He may even kill you. And if you know, as a friend, if you know that this is occurring to your friend, sister, mother, cousin, coworker, um, maybe you should take these numbers for them. Because like I said, if her husband comes to your job to shoot her, bullets don't have names on them. And you may not be the intended victim, but if you're standing right next to her, you could get some of that too. So you may be, in the long run, saving your own life as well as hers. Some people kill the whole family, even the dog. I've seen that too. They kill everybody, and then they kill themselves. So, and I may catch some flack for this, but if you're gonna kill somebody, kill yourself. You know, that's the bottom line. Don't bring your children into it. Don't bring the woman into it. You're the problem. She's the victim, or he's the victim. If walk away, leave, go somewhere else. You know, find you something else to do. Go to the gym and punch on a punching bag. A person, a human person, anybody that's breathing, anything that's breathing, does not deserve to be hit, kicked, punched, stabbed, slapped, shoved, cussed out, none of that. So, again, you might want to seek some help yourself. And I believe these places have help for the abuser as well. So, if you want to keep your family, together, you may be able to find some resources for that as well. All right. These are things that we must all take into consideration. If your neighbor, there used to be this commercial where the people next door were listening to the couple fight, and the husband told the wife, it's not your concern. Well, I think it is a little bit. Maybe call in a noise complaint, you know, something like that, because this is not normal. And if something happens to that person, if somebody gets killed, a child gets killed, or whatever over there, you're going to feel some kind of way, because if you would have called in a noise complaint, you probably could have stopped it. Um, yeah. So these things you say may not concern you, but they do, because now they're coming to the jobs and killing people at work, shooting them in the parking lots at the job. Uh, this is, the world is just getting crazy, and it's becoming more and more the norm. Like I said, within a month of each other, all those cases that I mentioned happened within the month within the early May. It was like May, and when the young lady was taken from the hospital, that was like the 12th domestic homicide that they had, and then 3 or 4 more followed within the next 3 weeks of that. Okay. You're watching WJZZ Cool TV, live streaming on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and X, and other top social media platforms. Like, follow, share, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for watching WJZZ Cool TV. It's the coolest station in the world. Yeah, if you can help somebody, I think you should. I mean, don't get in their business. A girl, was he beating on? No, we ain't talking about that. Offer them some help. Hey, I got this number. I ain't saying. Some people will get mad. What you talking about? Stay out my business. Okay, pass it on anyway. Take the heat. She may not talk to you anymore or whatever. She may, and it's probably just because she's embarrassed. But give her the number anyway. Give her the information anyway. Maybe she'll use it, maybe she won't, but you know that you did your part and you tried to get her the help um, that she needs. And, if you're experiencing domestic violence, if you or someone you know, seek help from a local organization. Um, there are other resources and organizations out there. I'm just giving out these numbers. So, this is national and local because I want everybody to have a chance to get help. You know, that's just it. One more time. The National Domestic Violence Hotline is open 24 hours. They can speak to you in English, Spanish, Portuguese, French, over 200 plus languages, okay? Um, 800 Take this number for a friend or for yourself. You can text the word START to 88788 on the national front. Here in Michigan, you can call the Michigan Domestic Violence Hotline. 866-864-2338 is free. It's confidential. Again, Michigan Hotline 866-864-2338. You can also text them at 1-877-861-0222. If you need help, reach out to them or find an organization in your area. Like I said, this violence is coming from somebody who claims that they loved you. Um, you know, and love shouldn't hurt. It should not hurt. Love does not kick, kill, or kiss. And that's funny um, because they will kick you and then kiss you and then turn around and kill you. Okay? So, you got to figure it out. You got to be safe. Again, I'm not telling you to leave your situation. I don't ever want you to say, I told you to leave your situation. I told you to get some help. I told you to be safe. I told you to seek help for your entire family, the abuser as well, your children especially. That young lady that called and said her husband turned on her daughter, a 1.5-year old. Come on now. And that's not nothing new. That's been happening. That will happen. Her mother, she said her stepfather told her mother, if he feeds them, he will sleep with them. And he meant her. He meant her young daughter. Come on now. That you can't take that, all right? Okay, y'all. That's it. We'll do something fun next week. Don't forget, every Sunday we pass out food at the Plymouth United Methodist Church, 600 East Warren. Arrive by 11 a.m. If you have any community announcements that you want me to pass on, please feel free to reach out. You can message me on my Unique Truth Facebook page. As always, if you want to be a guest on my show, if you want to advertise or sponsor the show, reach out to me as well on the Facebook page, Unique Truth with Charjay, or on the Wjzz Cool TV page. If you want to sponsor me or any other show, that is, I think today that I went serious in the month of love because there are a whole lot of aspects to love. And when it's violent, it's not good. And people stay in violent situations way longer than they have to or should because of fear or shame or they don't know what else to do. You're going to have to figure it out. You're going to have to figure it out because this may be the last time that you're around. That next beating could be the last one. All right? Stay safe. That's going to do it for me, y'all. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. I really do. I appreciate y'all. Y'all be here. I do this for y'all, you know, um, because I enjoy it. So, thank you so much for being here. Enjoy the rest of your night. Bye for now.